Hello, you're here to debate.
Yep.
All right, what's your name, age, and pronouns?
My name's Caleb. I'm 20, and you can use whatever ones you want, I guess.
Okay, this is Caleb. She's 20 with any pronouns. Okay, Caleb. What do you disagree with on the board?
Well, everything, but the only thing that I can really debate you on that isn't going to be like us going back and forth on opinion is trans women or men and women. Whatever.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay. What's a woman?
A woman is an adult female.
A woman is an adult female. Okay, so like my 15-year-old lion at the zoo, that's a woman?
No.
Oh, okay. But that's an adult female.
An adult female human is a woman. I mean,
okay.
you can call whatever.
Okay.
If you want me to keep going further down a rabbit hole, I mean.
Adult female human. Got it. Wonderful. All right. So
No.
great. And why are women adult female humans?
It's just the definition.
Oh, okay. Well, you're just doing a fallacy then. Okay, beautiful.
It's not a fallacy. You tell me what a woman is.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to tell you what fallacy you're using first. First of all, you're using an appeal to definitions fallacy. So the appeal to definitions fallacy, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's using a dictionary's limited definition of a term as evidence that term cannot have another meaning, expanded meaning, or even conflicting meaning. This is a fallacy because dictionaries don't reason. They simply are a reflection of an abbreviated version of the current accepted usage of a term as determined by argumentation and eventual acceptance. So like dictionaries don't tell you what words are meant to be. They just tell you how words are typically used. So like if you're saying a woman is just an adult female human, no, that's not how language works. If you're telling me that a woman is an adult human female just because like the dictionary tells you it is, I would just reject this and say like, okay, great, we'll choose the definition.
Human experience tells
human
me that.
experience.
Also the dictionary.
Yeah, no, it's the dictionary. It's not human experience. It's the dictionary. Let me ask you a question. Are definitions prescriptive or descriptive?
That has really nothing to do with my argument.
It has everything to do with it. Your argument is the definition. So yes, it literally is your entire argument.
Is that you can't change your gender because gender and sex are the same thing up until like 1955 when John Money.
Gender has been a separate word from sex since the 1400s. So try again.
I mean, not in the case of.
Please look up the etymology. Please look up the etymology of gender. Please look up the etymology of gender because this would just not be true.
Can I talk?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I have I've done a lot of research, especially with psychology and sociology professors, is trying to figure out when exactly gender and sex became two different things. And I know you're not a big fan of dictionaries. I mean, when you can't define things, you never are. But we've gone through different dictionaries through the years, all different, Oxford, Webster, whatever, all the other ones, up until about 1980. I think it was late 1970s. Early 1980s, gender was just another word for sex. They were synonymous. They were synonyms. They meant pretty much the same thing. Now in new age, we try to call gender like a social construct, and you're this, that, and the other. In my opinion, there's two genders and 1,000 personalities.
Great, love that. Still not true. Gender has been its own word since literally the 1300s. In fact, that's like the earliest that we trace gender back.
Before the 1300s.
I'm sorry, was I done? I'm sorry. Was I done talking?
I'll let you talk.
Oh,
You're just gonna go on a big tangent about stuff that doesn't matter.
Thank you for graciously allowing me to speak on my own platform. Sorry, my sentence interrupted you.
I mean, you're debating me, so it should be a 50-50. But
is a 50-50 where you talk and I don't? Is that what the 50-50 is?
No, you can keep going.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So again, gender as a word has been around since the 1300s. Gender didn't initially mean sex, right? It had a load of different things. What did it initially mean? Kind, sort, class or kind of persons or things sharing certain traits. This is literally the etymology of the word.
Okay. Well, either way.
No, not either way. Not either way. No, this is literally completely defeats your fucking argument, homie. That's not either way. This is a counter argument. Your argument, gender has meant sex. Nope. Your argument, gender has meant sex since forever till the 1950s, except gender didn't initially show up to mean sex. So
that's not the base of my argument. The base of my argument is that people who are born male or female cannot become male or cannot switch sexes. They cannot magically become women.
Wait, let me ask you a question. How do we how do we classify sex in humans? Like, women don't. Do me a favor. That's not true. Do me a favor. It's not true. It's not true.
It is true.
Wait,
It is true.
Do you know what mosaicism is?
No, I know what Swyer syndrome is.
Do you know what I didn't ask about? Great. I didn't ask about Swyer syndrome. That's crazy. Didn't ask about Swyer syndrome. I asked about mosaicism. Do you know what mosaicism is?
What is it?
Great.
What is it?
So most humans don't have a strict XX or XY karyotyping. Most of our cells are have individual sex chromosomes. So a lot of people can have XX chromosomes in some cells and XY chromosomes in others. And you even have true mosaicism, which is where somebody has literally 50-50 XX and XY cells throughout their body. You don't know enough about human sexual development to have this fucking conversation, Doug. You just don't.
The different cells that come in a human body aren't the descriptor for what is or isn't a male or female. It's in the DNA.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, chat. Am I crazy, or did you not have say the phrase "women don't have Y chromosomes"? Was that not a phrase you used?
In the DNA.
That's not how DNA works.
That is how DNA works.
No, it isn't.
Okay, how does DNA work to where you don't have X or Y chromosomes in your DNA?
Your sex chromosomes are different in each of your cells. They can be different in each cell.
Yeah, they can
it's not just that you have one XX and one XY. It's about which distribution is the most in your body. So if you have predominantly XY cells, especially like in the reproductive region, right? Then you are going to typically, if the SRY gene is present on most of those Y cells, you are going to develop male phenotypic sexual expressions. Because you have the SRY gene.
Doesn't mean anything about your genotype. They're two completely distinct things.
No shit.
I don't care what. It doesn't matter whether
your phenotype is determined by the expression of the SRY gene. No shit. That's what I just said. Did you know that SRY gene can express?
You're going to have predominantly male sexual organs. It doesn't make you a male or a female.
No shit. The reproductive system or the male phenotypic expression is not a determining trait. It's determined by the presence of the SRY gene. Thank you for just reiterating shit that I've already said. It's amazing how intellectual it makes you sound.
You're arguing things that aren't really
what?
Pertinent to the conversation we're having. Well, they have
pertinent to the conversation. Your claim was women do not possess Y chromosomes, which is untrue.
And their DNA.
That's not how chromosomes work. I've already explained that to you. It's about the distribution of the amount of X or Y chromosomes you have in your body. Not that your DNA just has one XY and that's it. That's not how that works. What happens is typically we all have X chromosomes as we're born. Then as we're conceived, we have X chromosomes. Then as we develop, sometimes Y chromosomes will become present. And then if the SRY gene expresses itself on...
What happens if they don't become present, the Y chromosomes?
Sometimes you become a female.
Then you are a what?
You're a female unless the SRY gene expresses itself. Unless the SRY gene expresses itself on the X chromosome. Yeah, so you're moving the goalpost. Your goalpost has changed. Got it.
Organs and
got it. Your goalpost.
Whether or not I have XX chromosomes in my.
Yep, your goalpost.
In my cells of my fingertips, that stuff doesn't matter.
It does, and your goalpost is. You've now shifted the goalpost. You've now shifted the goalpost.
I have not shifted the goalpost.
Great. Let's dive into it. Let's go like super basic with it. In order for something to be a category that is exclusionary. So you're claiming woman is an exclusionary category. There are people who cannot fit into this category. That means they must have a necessary condition. You must possess something. There's something that is necessary for you to possess to be in this category. Necessary conditions can have zero. Then you can't exclude the cat. That's just how categories work. You have to.
I said
you
that
have
men
to
and
have
women are two different things, and they cannot. You cannot become a man, or you cannot.
Yes, you're saying men cannot be women. Therefore, there is something needed in the category that you must possess.
Men cannot become women.
Men aren't becoming women. You don't even know how trans people work.
That's what you just said.
No, nope,
trans women are men. Trans men are women.
Nope. Trans women are not men. They were never men. Trans women were never men.
You said trans men / women are men / women.
Yep. Trans men are men and trans women are women. I'm not saying that trans men become women or trans women become men. No one's making that claim. The claim is that trans women are women. They have. I'm sorry. Do you know what a / means when you're writing it down? Trans men / women are men / women.
Yes, and I'm saying that's my argument, is that men cannot become women.
Men don't become women. So great. Beautiful for that.
So you think trans people don't exist?
Nope. I think that trans women,
men can't become women. That's what it says in your thing.
Nope, it's not.
Thank you, Boo.
Can you read?
That is, yes. It says trans men are men.
Yep.
Trans women are women.
There you go.
What is a trans man?
A trans man would be a man whose gender identity does not align with his sex.
A trans man is a woman.
Nope.
Trying to become a man.
Incorrect.
And you are claiming that they are men.
Nope. A trans man is a man whose gender identity does not align with their sex.
Are they trans at conception?
You're typically born trans, yeah.
You're not born trans.
Well, you're not born a man either. You're not born a man either, so I don't know what that has to do with anything.
You're saying men can't become women, right?
Correct. Your gender identity is
a trans man a man?
Uh-huh. Because they've always been men. Gender identity and sex are two different things. Not.
They've always been a human. They are trying to become a man when it is impossible for them to become a man.
Again, you can't even tell me what the necessary condition to be a woman or a man is.
Your possession of Y chromosome in fetal development, whatever the space of development is where you get the Y chromosome.
There are women with Y chromosomes.
You are a man or a woman.
There are women with Y chromosomes.
There are not women with Y chromosomes.
Yes, there are.
There are people with Wire syndrome.
How much do you want to bet me? How much do you want to bet? Wait, no, put money on it. Put fucking money on it right. Put money on it right now. How much do you want to bet me that there are women with Y chromosomes? How much money do you want? $500? I'll put $500 right on it right now.
In cells of their body, yeah.
There are women with XY karyotyping, like pure XY karyotyping. There are women with this. How much do you want to bet? I'll put $500.
Can they reproduce naturally without getting eggs?
Yep.
It's impossible. I have taken so many biology classes and so many classes on it.
What does it matter? Wait. What does it matter if they have to have if they can produce naturally or not? What does that matter? There are plenty of women who can't reproduce without having eggs implanted into them. What does this fucking have to do with anything? This wouldn't be a barrier to someone being a woman because you wouldn't uphold this in any other instance.
Usually, women produce eggs, men produce sperm. Usually, there are exceptions because of stupid DNA things. But I can ask you this question: how many arms do humans have? Are arms a spectrum because some people are born with more or less?
I would not say that you are a human. You're just making my argument for me. And I love when people do this because they don't realize that you're just... No, yes, you are. And people don't realize this. Having two arms isn't a necessary condition to being a human. I would never say you have to have two arms to be a human.
Being a man or a woman is a necessary condition to being human.
I know you're not stupid. Oh my God, you're too dumb to have this conversation. What the fuck, bro? Come on, bro. Keep up. When we're saying that having two arms makes you human, no, it doesn't, right? When we're talking about I know you didn't say that. Jesus fucking Christ, keep up. Jesus Christ. You can only use a typical. You can say humans typically have two arms, but there are tons of humans who don't. You just say typically. We're not making rules for humans based on arms, just like making rules for women based on some sexual development thing when human sexual development is so varied
that you're not Y chromosome in development.
Except holy shit, here are women let me give you specifically, I know you're not going to bet money on it because you know you'd lose. Pregnancy and delivery in a patient with pure 46 XY karyotype. Summary of actual knowledge about XY women. In scientific literature, there are two syndromes there are two syndromes have been described in the presence of that doesn't fucking matter. No, there are no exceptions. Listen to me, you fucking idiot. Listen to me, you stupid fuck. Listen to me, you stupid, you absolute stupid, you absolute fucking moron. I need you to listen to me, you absolute fucking moron. When it comes to, no, because you're fucking stupid. When it comes to,
no, not because I'm stupid.
Yes, it is because you're stupid, and I'm going to explain to you how you're. I'm going to explain to you how you're stupid now. It's not your turn to talk. I'm going to explain to you how dumb you are. When it comes to categorizing anything, you have to have a necessary condition. You have to. This is just how categorization works. You have to have a necessary condition in order to bar anything from a category. If you do not have a necessary condition, then there is nothing that is required of you to possess to be in that category. So anything can be in that category because you don't need to have anything to be in that category. However, necessary conditions can have zero exceptions, because if there are an exceptions, if there's anyone you would let into the category without having that necessary condition, then the necessary condition is bunk. It means nothing. So when you say women cannot possess XY karyotypes, but we have women who possess XY. Yes, you said women can't have Y chromosomes. Yes or no?
I said women do not have Y chromosomes except at the point in which
here we are.
During development, they possess that Y chromosome.
Here we are. Except here we are. Pure 46 XY karyotyping in a woman. Multiple medical fucking case studies on women with pure XY. It doesn't matter. There can be zero exceptions in a necessary. Any exception breaks the necessary. But you're too dumb to know this, and instead you keep talking about sufficient conditions.
You use one or two exceptions.
There can be zero exceptions. The frequency doesn't matter, you fucking moron. Because you're stupid. There are zero exceptions in a necessary. Doesn't matter the frequency. How many times something happens. If I said every car must have 4 wheels, and you drive a car with 3, and I go, well, that's still a car, then my necessary condition doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter about the 4 wheels. Keep up. This shit is so fucking simple. I need you to keep up with it. What you've been describing this whole time is sufficient conditions, but sufficient conditions are not enough to bar someone from a category. All a sufficient condition can tell you is that if somebody has this,
can a man become a woman?
I've already said that that's not what's happening.
Then that's what I'm arguing.
Unbelievable.
That's what I'm arguing. If
unbelievable, chat.
Women, and women cannot become men.
Unfucking believable. Women don't become. That's not what being trans is. Being trans is not. I'm a man. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I need you to talk to a trans person. Like at any time in your life, talk to a trans person. No, you haven't. Clearly.
I mean, I go to school at Liberal Ann Arbor, so
you ain't fucking talk to a single. I need you to ask trans people. Right? Ask them if they've, like, every trans person I've talked to, maybe you're talking to like fucking the Blair White type, but every trans person I've talked to loves to tell me, and they love to tell everyone who will listen, yeah, I've always known I wasn't this thing. They've always known they weren't this thing, but society has placed a prescription upon them. I'm not done.
They have a mental disability.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Based on what? Based on what?
Gender dysphoria is not.
Not every trans person has gender dysphoria, fool. Cis people have gender dysphoria too. You don't know what gender dysphoria is, or you wouldn't have just said that. Having gender non-congruence, having gender, you're just gender dysphoria is the immense distress you feel when the phenotypic representation of your sex does not align with your gender identity. This can happen for trans people. This can happen for cis people. There are trans people who do not feel this because either they've induced specific intersex conditions amongst themselves, or they just like the way their fucking body looks. So they know they're not a man, but they like the way that their body looks, so they have no fucking issue. They might like having a penis. They have no fucking issue with this because they don't equate these things to the opposite gender. Even cis people have gender dysphoria. Cis men who have gynecomastia are some of the most diagnosed men with gender dysphoria around, not to mention cis men with micropenises, not to mention elderly women also get gender dysphoria as their bodies start to change and look less feminine than they have their entire life. You do not know what you're talking about. When we look at gender non-congruence, which is just not aligning your sex and your gender, so gender non-congruence, it's already been outlined by the APA that there is no linking. I'll even fucking read it to you verbatim. Gender nonconformity is not in itself a mental disorder. There are no linkings between mental disorders or mental illnesses and gender noncongruity. You don't know what you're talking about, and I really fucking can't
APA,
stand. Who is the APA? Who determines what a fucking mental illness is? You? You're the authority on mental illnesses? What is the APA? What is the APA?
I don't care enough to know. It's a
the
group
fucking
of
American Psychiatric Association, you fucking joke. Who else determines whether something, they literally write the book on disorders. They are literally, and fun fact, the DSM-5, the current fucking iteration that we're on, was written by both pro and anti-trans fucking psychiatrists. In fact, one of the biggest contributors to the DSM on gender nonconformity is somebody who's fucking for conversion therapy. You don't know these things, and it's embarrassing. You literally admitted, I don't care enough to know it. Do you know why? Because anytime you look at this shit, it disproves the fucking bigoted nonsense that you have in your fucking brain.
Anything.
Yes, it does.
What it does,
fully disproves your argument.
Is it shows me that there are people with other opinions on
fully
what
disproves your argument.
A mental.
Where do you get your opinion on what is a mental illness?
Based on people who deviate from the norm.
Based on people who deviate
from the norm in any way, it is some way.
Who decides the norm? Who decides the norm?
Who decides the norm? I don't know.
Okay, so let's just go over some. Let's go over some examples. In fucking 1950, or even now, it is the norm for people to be straight. That is the norm. Most people are straight. So you're saying gay people all have mental illnesses, right?
Yes.
Gay people all have mental illnesses. Okay, let's go one step further.
Yes.
Let's go another step further. Let's keep going this. Let's keep seeing how many mental illnesses we can discover. It was the norm in like the 1700s for black people to be slaves. So you're saying when black person is not a slave, they would deviate from the norm, therefore they had a mental illness by not being a slave.
No, because that's not someone thinking that they are something that they're not. And
they thought they weren't. They thought they were free. They thought they were free. The norm was for them to be a slave.
That's not what being gay is.
Oh,
being
okay.
Gay
so
is
the goalpost has moved again. Got it.
Being a slave.
Goalpost
being gay
again.
is being attracted to the same sex. Not being a slave is wanting to be. That has nothing to do with it.
Got it. The goalpost moved again. Great. So let's look at that was the goalpost. Let's look at religion. Most people in the country are Christians. Christianity is the largest religion in the country. That would be the norm, right? So people who are like atheists, they have a mental illness?
Well, you can argue which way on that, but I don't think that's I think your belief system is not.
It's not what they're deviating from the norm. Your definition of mental illness was people who deviate from the norm. Do you want to change your definition? Because that doesn't seem like a definition that's fucking working now, does it?
People whose brains deviate from it's something like
people whose brains deviate from the norm.
I'm not talking about your beliefs. I'm talking about people. Let's say you have color blindness.
What does it mean? What does it mean for your brain? What is it? I'm sorry. Can you just tell me what does it mean for your brain to deviate from the norm? What's that mean?
It means your brain does not operate in the way that it was meant to operate.
How do we know how brains are meant to operate? How do we know this?
Through neuroscience.
Through neuroscience. Okay, so neuroscience, we can do brain scans and we can see the way your brain is meant to operate. Do you know what book? Do you know what
which
book?
receptors are being activated, and which neurons are being activated, how they're being activated.
Great. Do you know what?
Signal coming through your neuron?
Fantastic. Love it.
Excitatory signal. You can see how your neuron path.
Love it. Great. Do you know what organization? I just want to know if you know what organization uses brain scans to determine what is or is not mental illnesses.
I didn't say anything about brain scans. I said you said something.
How else would we find out what is going on? How else would we know if your brain is deviating from a normal neurological brain development or brain function without brain scans?
Observation of
fucking behavior. Idiot. Shut the fuck up. Dumb fuck. Shout out to Goose. Observation of behavior. You're so fucking stupid, dude. I can't handle how stupid fucking transphobes are, bro. They're so dumb. They are so stupid, bro. He literally went on about neuroscience, but no, the way we look is just seeing if you deviate. Any deviation. It's so fucking stupid.
Thank you, Boo.
The transphobic argument just boils down to your FeeFees. Every fucking time. Every time it boils down to your FeeFees.